I'm doing a merch giveaway at the end of every month, so if you want to know how to win it, stick around to the end of the video.
Jason Statham started out as a competitive diver for many years and then moved into modelling and music videos. After that, his resume filled up with a variety of acting credits as thieves, tough guys and traitors, which made him a household name in action movies. Jason Statham has quite a few supporting roles in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, The Expendables 2 and The Italian Job, which get an honour of being mentioned but unfortunately do not make this list of his biggest roles. Statham has established himself as an action star to the likes of Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's able to steal the spotlight in big blockbuster franchises as well as low-budget films and even comedies that show off his lighter side. It also helps that he has an ongoing working relationship with Guy Ritchie, who has helped him land roles as a tough guy in roles such as Transporter and Crank. So starting off this list, we have The Mechanic. The elite assassin genre is one of Statham fans' favourites. The Mechanic is a thriller remake of the 1972 film centred around an assassin for hire who makes his hits look like accidents. Driven by desire for revenge for the murder of his former mentor Arthur Bishop, who also has to deal with his son wanting to follow the same career as him. This is the perfect film for Statham's talents, and when he's paired with the hot-headed trainee Ben Foster, he radiates the coolness this character needs. The plot twists in the movie are rather predictable, but with a loaded cast and exciting fight scenes, it was a fun ride and one of the many films that made Statham great. At number 9 we have 2006 Crank. One of Statham's signature roles is the assassin Chef Chelios in the high-octane movie Crank. After he's been poisoned by a synthesized drug, he must keep his heart rate up in order to keep the poison at bay. This movie is an adrenaline-fueled ride as we see him get revenge on the gangsters who did this to him while also attempting to stay alive by any means. The plot of the movie is a wild ride to begin with, but gets even more chaotic as the film goes on. Statham exudes charisma in this film as he's not only intense but also hilarious, with every exploit becoming crazier. Crank, combined with his role in the Transporter series, cemented Statham's abilities as an action star and his likability to audiences. Here at number 8 we have 2012's Safe. In Jason Statham's films, audience don't really see him interact with kids too much. However, the plot of this film depends on the bond between him and a young girl named May. Luke Wright is on the verge of suicide until he sees a young girl being terrorized, and he attempts to save her from the triad, Russian mafia and dirty, corrupt New York cops. In this film, Statham plays a character unlike any that he has done before. Depressed and weak-willed at first, we see him transform into an action hero audiences know him as. But it's impressive just how well he manages to portray this transformation. Entertainment Weekly describes Statham's performance as one of his most tender ones in between him getting beaten up. This chameleon role earns him a spot on this list. Here at number 7 we have 2004's Cellular. While Statham is best known for playing tough guy action heroes, he also has the intensity for a great villain. And in this film we see him excel. The movie follows a science teacher who, after being kidnapped by home invaders, calls a stranger to save her. When he goes to the police to report the kidnapping, he soon discovers that the kidnappers are in fact LAPD officers led by Jason Statham's character. Cellular is a movie that really could only be made of its moment, as it very much is a 2004 film with how cell phones are both a part of modern life but still relatively new. It is a throwback in not just that sense, but also seeing a young pre-Captain America Chris Evans. It also allows Statham to shine as a villain, a rare thing in his career but one he does exceptionally. He is extremely intimidating and it's a complete spin to his normal tough guy routine. Coming in at number 6 we have Furious 7. Fast and Furious 6 gave us an end credit scene showing the death of a beloved character and the introduction of Statham's character Deckard Shaw. Furious 7 follows Shaw, who wants to get revenge on Toretto's crew after they put his little brother in hospital. In contrast to other villains who have crews, Deckard Shaw is a one-man army who sometimes will appear out of nowhere to get the jump on the heroes where they are barely able to survive. In his fully fledged appearance in the franchise, Statham has no issues stating his new character and carrying his own with other talented actors in this movie. Fans of Statham have seen him play the villain before, but putting the element of doing this because of what happened to his little brother lends a new depth to his character. Statham's character appears like an unstoppable killing machine and is so villainous the franchise has struggled to redeem him in later films. They had to retcon Han's death to make it more possible that Dom and the crew would allow him to join them. While later films make him out as more of a hero, Furious 7 is his best film in this series and it lets him be a terrifying villain. Here at the halfway point we have Transporter 2. Transporter 2 reprises the concept of the first film, where Statham plays Frank Martin, a transporter who moves important merchandise. In this sequel, Martin works as a chauffeur for a famous politician's son. When the child gets kidnapped under his watch, he must investigate the crime and get the boy back, especially as he himself is being accused of the kidnapping. The first film was a fun ride, but Transporter 2 really finds its footing as putting Statham's character in the possession to protect a young child, making him a big hero. He drives around in this film that would make the Fast and Furious cast jealous with his amazing precision, not to mention all the different types of European trash he takes out with all his beatings. The movie features the best action in the franchise thanks to director Louis Leterrier, who would later go on to direct The Incredible Hulk and reunite with Statham in Fast X. Frank Martin is certainly Statham's most iconic character, and The Transporter 2 is the best film with the character. Here at number 4 we have Rath of Men. In the crime thriller Rath of Men, H is a security guard with an armoured cash transportation company who has very little information known about him. As an attempted robbery goes down on one of the trucks, H shows off his skills as a marksman and makes everyone on the crew wonder what he's doing working there. The movie has some exciting scenes, especially the shootout at the end, showing Statham's level of intensity as he plays out H's moment of truth. As well, Rath of Man has been particularly praised for its varied cinematography, intricate yet understandable plotlines, and finally the measured acting that Statham displays in the more serious scenes of the film. Released in May 2021, the movie was the unofficial start of the summer movie season for 2021 following the COVID-19 pandemic. And there was something comforting about an old school action movie with a movie star like Jason Statham there to welcome back moviegoers. Hitting the big three, we have 2000's Snatch. Snatch is about Britain's criminal landscape and features a large cast with overlapping stories. A fighter in a fixed underground boxing match is taken captive after being incapacitated into a fight. A crime lord blames the loss of his investment on two low-ranking crooks played by Statham and Stephen Graham. Guy Ritchie uses a strong ensemble cast of British actors and Brad Pitt, who was one of Hollywood's biggest stars during the movie's release. But Statham holds this film together through its giant cast and gives the audience a way into the underground world of fighting and various plotlines. Even though he doesn't play a main character, he still manages to snatch the limelight and would truly make him a movie star. Taking second place, we have 2015's Spy. The same year, Statham plays one of his most deadliest villains. He also got to play one of his funniest roles. The movie has Statham playing a macho super spy who has to protect his inexperienced colleague as she tries her first mission as a field agent. The running joke of the film is that his character wants to use a face-off procedure to get a new face. A Melissa McCarthy comedy would not typically be a film audiences would see Statham in, but the action movie star definitely has comedic chops as he steals every scene he is in. It is extremely rare to see Statham do comedy roles, but what really works here is that the film is in on the joke that Statham is such an intense actor that he is really funny when he plays that straight man. The film also has a nice running joke that despite how good of a spy he claims to be, he also keeps screwing up. So Jason, if you ever see this video for whatever reason, please do more comedy roles. And taking the top spot we have The Bank Job. In The Bank Job, Statham plays Terry Leather, a down-on-his-luck car salesman who gets approached by a mysterious woman, who offers him to rob a bank to solve his financial troubles. This story is based on the real-life robbery of a bank in London in 1971. The film is a heist movie with a London backdrop, and Statham plays a classy gentleman thief, both playing into and subverting his movie star image. Although not Statham's most well-known role, it is one where he gets to shine. The movie also came along at an interesting time in his career. For years he had fallen into starring in action movies that were not well liked by critics, so his appearance here certainly shocked critics, as many who had written him off as just an action hero could see that he had some serious underrated acting talent. While Statham would certainly not stay away from the over-the-top action movies, The Bank Job is a nice gem on his filmography and certainly his best movie. So there we have it guys, those are my top 10 best Jason Statham films. And guys, let me know what you think about my list, and also let me know what's your favourite film of his. And if you want to enter the merch giveaway, all you need to do is leave a like on this video, comment below and subscribe to the channel. And one lucky random subscriber will be announced at the end of every month. And just before I go, I want to say a massive thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one, but until then, take care.